So vitamin D won't dissolve in water, which creates a problem because your digestive system is basically a water park. Your gut is designed to absorb stuff that can mix with water-based fluids. Vitamin D just sits there like it showed up to the wrong party. But add fat to the mix, and suddenly vitamin D has a dance partner that actually knows the steps. When you eat fat, oils, butter, avocado, whatever, it arrives in your intestine as lipid droplets. Still not mixing with water. Your liver releases bile salts. Think of them as the fixer who can speak both languages. Bile salts break those big fat blobs into microscopic droplets. Now you've got thousands of tiny fat particles floating around. These droplets reorganize into micelles, basically fat-based transportation pods with a water-friendly outer shell. Vitamin D dissolves into these micelles. Finally, it's got a vehicle that can actually move through your watery gut environment. The micelles carry vitamin D to your intestinal wall. This is where absorption happens, or doesn't. Without that micelle vehicle, vitamin D can't cross. The gut cells only accept deliveries that arrive in the right packaging. Once the micelle reaches the gut wall, vitamin D gets released and absorbed into the intestinal cells. Here's the weird part. Vitamin D doesn't go into your bloodstream. Not yet. It takes the lymphatic route. A slower, separate circulation system that eventually merges with your blood near your heart. Why the detour? Because fat-soluble vitamins are too bulky for the direct blood route. They need the wider lymphatic channels. Take vitamin D on an empty stomach with no fat? Most of it just passes through unused. No micelles, no absorption. You don't need a ton of fat. Even a small amount, a handful of nuts, a bit of cheese, is enough to trigger bile release and micelle formation. Take your vitamin D with a meal that contains fat. Doesn't have to be the fattiest meal of the day, just one where lipids are present. What's your go-to fat source when you take supplements? Drop it in the comments. Some vitamin D supplements come pre-dissolved in oil inside soft gels. That helps, but you still benefit from having food-based fat present. If your gut lining is damaged, inflammation, celiac disease, Crohn's, micelle formation and absorption both get compromised. No gallbladder? Low bile production? Same problem. You can't form enough micelles to ferry the vitamin D across. Studies show vitamin D absorption jumps significantly when taken with a fat-containing meal versus water alone. We're talking double or triple the blood levels. Doesn't matter. Your intestines don't have a circadian preference for micelle formation. Just pair it with fat whenever you eat. Vitamins A, E, and K work the exact same way. Fat-soluble means fat-dependent. No exceptions. People pop their vitamin D first thing in the morning with coffee and nothing else. Great ritual, terrible absorption. Wait for breakfast. Take it with eggs cooked in butter, oatmeal with nuts, yogurt with seeds. Literally any meal with a fat component. If you're taking vitamin D regularly and your levels aren't rising, absorption is the first thing to check. Not the dose, the delivery. Add fat. That's it. The mechanism is straightforward once you understand what vitamin D actually needs to get through. Subscribe for supplement science that actually explains the why. New video every week.